Hey guys, so I'm going to do a little review slash spoiler slash Easter egg talk for the new episode of The Mandalorian. So if you haven't watched it or care about spoilers, I suggest that you watch it before you watch this vlog. So if you skip this one, that's understandable, no problem. But like these Vlogtobers to kind of be like, what my life is about and stuff. And yeah, The Mandalorian, new season, first episode is dropped. I'm excited about it, so I'm going to talk about it in my vlogs. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff going on, and overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. The funny thing is, just before I watched that episode, I was thinking like there needs to be a on-screen appearance of a crate dragon, and yeah, we finally do get one in this. For those of you who don't know, in A New Hope, when R2D2 and C3PO land on Tatooine, that big creature skeleton that's in the background, that's a crate dragon skeleton, and yeah, they get a lot of reference and appearances in the legends. There's been a few different versions of a crate dragon, probably largely due to just writing inconsistencies, but they've kind of tried to make it different species. But I mean, still, even then, they just seem so drastically different. It's been kind of hard for me to canonize it in my mind as it being different species. With that said, I did think that this version of the Krayt Dragon was actually just a little bit over the top. If you want to know my opinion, that was kind of like weird how it was mostly underground and never did really see its full body. It seemed a little bit too big, if you asked me. Whole plot around it, though, played a lot like a kind of fleshed out version of a certain part of Knights of the Old Republic, and that was pretty nice for me. I was a big fan of that game. In fact, for those of you pin collectors, Punch It Chewy Press just dropped a bunch of Knights of the Old Republic pins, so I got a few of those on the way. But yeah, other things that are going on. There's the Marshall character. When they showed him in Boba Fett's armor, I thought it was pretty obvious that it wasn't Boba Fett. I mean, other than him wearing some parts of his armor. I mean, like the shirt that he wore underneath it just looked so off. I thought it was pretty obvious that he wasn't actually Boba Fett. I remember there was one character that like made a copy of Boba Fett's armor, and Boba Fett ended up killing him. So, kind of wonder if they're trying to reference that in a way. But yeah, apparently his character made an appearance in the Aftermath novel. I did read that novel. I didn't really remember him though, but to be fair, I wasn't really looking for him. But in all honesty, I don't really remember much about that novel at all. I've read it. I just really don't remember much about it. Yeah, but I thought he seemed like a cool character. That was cool to see the ship mechanic. I can't remember her name, but the one with the pit droids make an appearance. I thought she was kind of a neat, quirky, kind of funny character. It's kind of cool to see Din Djarin kind of softening up his opinion about droids, because if you remember the first season, he hated droids and he didn't want them touching his ship, but he was a little bit more tolerant this time, so that was cool. See, what else? Oh, there was a big little cameo at the end who, let's just face it, we all know that that guy was Boba Fett. First time we've seen Boba Fett without his armor since he was a kid. So that was pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing what they do with him. So I'm expecting in the future of Mandalorian to have a lot of Rebels crossovers and references, but hope they don't do it too quickly, but also hope they don't hold it off to the end, because I remember in the Star Wars Rebels show, that was something that I kind of felt like they did a lot. Like, they teased something really awesome happening. And what happened to the very last episode? If anything, I kind of feel like they should have, spread that stuff out a lot more, but instead it was kind of, a lot more kind of filler type episodes, and then they just kind of jam-packed that last episode with everything that you're hoping that it would do. So I hope that they don't do this. And it, of course, Ahsoka is supposed to be making her live-action debut in it. I hope they don't hold that off for the last episode. I don't think they need to put too much Ahsoka in it, just because I kind of feel like she'd end up stealing the show, but still, I don't think they need to just hold her off to one episode, and definitely not save her for the last episode. I don't think they need to give her too much action. I think she should have one lightsaber duel, nothing too over the top though, because I feel like Rebels Ahsoka was the prime of her life, and if I remember my Star Wars timeline correctly, this would be taking place about 30 years after the events of Star Wars Rebels, so I feel like she shouldn't be in her prime, so I don't think they need to jam too much action in for her, give her a lightsaber fight just to show that she still has her skills, but nothing too over the top. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing more live action Ahsoka, but, give her own series. I don't think she needs to steal the show from The Mandalorian. Yeah, I think that's about all the thoughts that I have on the Mandalorian right now. Actually, no, I do have a little bit more thoughts. So, like I said, on Rebels crossovers, I think we're all kind of anticipating Sabine Wren to make an appearance. I think there's been rumors of Bo-Katan making an appearance as well. But I'd really like to see an appearance from Ezra Bridger, because they kind of left us on a cliffhanger with his story at the end of that series, and I think that definitely needs to be addressed. Maybe make a reference to Thrawn. I don't think he needs to make an appearance, though, because I think that would, once again, steal the show a little bit too much. Yeah, that might be all my thoughts on The Mandalorian right now, but yeah, if you've watched it, let me know your thoughts. I'm probably going to have more into this vlog, so I won't end it just yet. So I just got done making some chicken and waffles for lunch. I've been craving this for a while now. As I mentioned previously, I hate cleaning up afterwards, though, because there's a lot of components to this. There is a lot of cleaning to it, but yeah, I tried a few different recipes and tried a few different restaurants. Just never really got the taste that I was really looking for with it, and then I finally found this one. I made a little bit of modifications to the waffle just to give it a little bit more texture, but the waffle itself is actually pretty bland. Waffles I make for breakfast are a little bit more sweeter. A lot of the other waffles I tried for this were more savory waffles with vegetables and other weird things in it. Chicken has some garlic powder and onion powder in it, but overall it's actually fairly bland, but not quite as bland as the waffle. What really makes it, though, is the sauce, which is a honey sriracha sauce. Last time I made this, I could have sworn I just bought some honey, but I actually didn't, and I had to substitute it with maple syrup instead, which came out pretty good, but just not what I was wanting. But yeah, I'm really happy to have some chicken and waffles now. So yeah, just look at all this stuff that I have to clean. So this is just the stuff that I haven't even put in the sink yet, Gotta wait for this oil to cool off a bit before I empty that, but then, got all this in the sink, yay! 35 minutes later, and I'm finally done cleaning all that stuff. Now I'm going to relax a bit. I'm going to watch Gremlins, which, given how I'm feeling right now, I can say with almost certainty that I will fall asleep during it, but that's just how it goes. Then I'm going to do laundry and clean the rest of the house, just because it's that time of the week for me to do that. I want to get it all done tonight, so I don't have to worry about stopping to deal with all trick-or-treaters or knocking on my door, if they even come.